like earlier, I invited a chick over for chicken strips and Wonder Bread, and
Yeah.
like, and she left me on red. And I was like,
Ah.
yo, I'm like, yo, like, what? That's not a good idea, you know?
You like that song?
I really like that song.
Yeah, that's a different song, and it's funny because I wrote that song in about 20 minutes, and I don't know what was going on, but I thought to myself, who the fuck is gonna like this song? Who is really? I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I know more or less what it's about. It's about a relationship, obviously severing,
Yeah,
but I kind of wrote it with the intention that it would be up to the interpretation of the listener to decide what it actually meant to them, right? So it's
yeah,
funny because I had a ton of people in my inbox talking about all kinds of different scenarios, like, oh, chicken strips and Wonder Bread, you're talking about nostalgia. Chicken strips and Wonder Bread, you're talking about how much you don't care, so you'll just make any food. And I'm like, yeah, whatever you feel makes the most sense for you. But it's so funny because I wrote that tune and I was like, I don't know. And at the time, I was kind of in the studio and I was with my brother, and he's like, "This is a fucking weird song, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is a bit weird. I get it, but." And I was in love with it. I was in love with it so much, and I
sure.
was playing it like crazy. And it turned out that people really mess with it. Like no matter what I put out in terms of like my music, when I introduce a listener to my catalog, the first thing they're drawn to is the image of the chicken strips, and then they're always playing that song. And that song is added to so many. I think it's added to almost 300 playlists. So
Yeah,
it's a testament to the
it almost
power
got
of
me.
this
Like,
tune.
I almost got the vibe where it was like, it's like, yeah, like you're trying to like holler at the girl, but like, she wasn't, she wasn't like, um, playing her cards right, and like, you're like, okay, well, I'm out. You know, like,
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
out. Like,
Exactly the tune.
that's exactly what I got from it, and I was like, yo, this shit's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly the idea was that it's all about I gave myself as much as possible. You didn't reciprocate. And the second verse talks about, all right, we're done. It's we're washing on my hands, right? Which is kind of
Yeah,
like the chicken strips and Wonder Bread. It's like, you get to that point where you're giving up completely. It's like you're on a diet plan and the next day all of a sudden you're eating a Haagen-Dazs, right? It's that whole mentality of just
yeah.
letting everything go and not giving a shit about anything. So, but
So do
yeah,
you have
the
like,
song the song was
you put
written and
thoughts on that?
recorded in an hour, and I was playing it, and my brother's like, "Bro, this is a weird song. Like, what is this?" And my brother is like, always a behind the scenes guy. He made my beats for the Blood Brothers project. He's been making my beats for years. He's been my engineer for the most part.
Dope,
Uh,
dope.
and he was listening, and he's like, what is what the fuck are you talking about, man?"